Alright, so first step here for getting this part set up will be loading the CAD file itself. So we'll go to CAD file, and load, and on my desktop I have a step file for mill part 7 itself. Load it, and there is the workpiece. Okay, so first thing we need to do is move this around. So we can go to CAD model transformation. That's one way to do it, which I've done in a previous video. The other way to do this is go to CAD model entities. All right, you have a lot more options in here as far as modifying the CAD model. The hierarchy is in here. What's the part? What's not? Transformation, which we're going to use. Okay, notice it's already selected. This is a little bit nicer than the previous way because you could see things prior to doing them instead of hitting apply. So again, you could rotate and see which way it's going to go. All right, in our case, we'll go 90. And then hit apply, and there's our workpiece. That's perfect for now. So we'll hit close. So our workpiece is all set. All right, but for this project we want to make sure we're going to put a little fixture right here that we made in class. Okay, we're not going to use any of the Renishaw tooling for this one. That'll allow us to do a free form while doing a part of the points pattern here, and then to go around the rest of it with a star probe to get the profile around this workpiece. Okay, so let's go to CAD file, and load. We'll go and get the mill 7 inspection fixture, and there it is. Okay, so now we can position this within reason where it needs to be. So what I would do is go to CAD modify CAD entity, select this workpiece by hitting it 3 times. Okay, one thing I'd like to do is in the hierarchy, make sure the inspection fixture, if you right click, make sure it's not the part. Okay, only mill less than 7B is a part. This fixture is separate. One issue that I've ran into is that once you move these, they sort of become one. That's been my experience, where then you can't separate it. So if you take care of this now in the hierarchy tab in the modify CAD model window, you won't have to worry about that. We can now go to transformation. Okay, and there's create geometry. There's a bunch of different options here, but we're gonna go to transformation. And again, okay, pick the axes which makes sense. So we can rotate this up, but then it's going to be into the model, which I don't like. Okay, but we can move it around first to get it out of the way if you want. Let's say we go 1 inch, something like that. 0 on the X, and then you can rotate this down, and then around the Z, something along those lines. Okay, you can see the preview. All right, now we could also bring it down in the Z. And I don't spend a lot of time trying to get this exactly right, knowing that I'm going to give myself some clearance. Okay, it's rare that I really have to get right next to a fixture using the CMM. I try to stay away, within 1/8 of an inch or so would be fine. Okay, because you can always modify your points to work around it. All right, and then you can come back in. We'll go to 0, and then in this case, I think it's going to be minus 0.75. And I lied, so we'll go 0. And that's the benefit of this versus the other method, is you don't have to hit apply all the time. So y minus 0.75 up here. Something along those lines. Okay, that's centered. Now we can take care of the X. In our case, we'll move it over, and I'm going to try to center it with this pocket here. And again, I don't really worry, in this case, for what I'm doing here, I'm not worried about it being exact. I'm using this pocket as a guide for placement at the actual machine tool. Something along those lines would work. Okay. Now, that's positioned correctly. We're going to end up hitting apply, but just for, something else to think about, you could import the actual Renishaw plate. That's something you could download and bring it in. You can make this as accurate as you want. It's up to the programmer. I find that to be not super helpful. I try to keep these as trim as possible. But we'll hit apply and close, and there is our workpiece. Okay. So that's just a quick little tutorial on bringing in not only the CAD model, but a fixture or any fixturing. Again, you could just keep going with that, loading them in, then modifying the CAD entities. Again, watch that hierarchy, watch what's the actual part by hitting right click. Okay. And again, that is where, again, it's just rinse and repeat for that. So CAD file load, and then in our case, again, modify CAD features. Okay, and the hierarchy watch and transformation is where I mostly was. Positioning is also in here. I don't use this a lot. You could really, you can get this maybe a little more accurate, but again, I don't like it because in my experience using this, it is not as easy to work with as transformation is. Okay, so this is where I kind of work with, right, most of the time. So anyway, that's importing not only a CAD file but the fixture. If you have any questions, let me know, and thanks for watching.